Blessings. I am the Reverend Douglas Taylor, and I welcome you to another edition of Digging Deeper with Reverend Douglas. Each episode, I respond to a question that has come to me from a member of my congregation or from somebody who watches these episodes online. You can send me your question to my email at dtaylor@uubinghamton.org. Today's question is a pretty basic one for a Unitarian Universalist. What is Unitarian Universalism? Often this question comes to us, what do Unitarian Universalists believe? It is so common for non-Unitarian Universalists to think in terms of the way most Christian churches form themselves around a common belief about Jesus or about God. And that's exactly the difficulty with answering that question, because Unitarian Universalists do not gather around a belief. We are values-centric rather than belief-centric. We have shared values that bind us together as a community. The piece that helps us be us is the common values, that we share together. Things like respect, encouragement in our spiritual journeys, loving the stranger and caring for the earth and all its inhabitants together. Things like that, peace, compassion, values that support everyone on their journeys, rather than a belief that we all agree on the same thing. The name Unitarian does come from a doctrine within Christianity, as opposed to Trinitarian. Trinitarian is a belief that God is three: the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Unitarian is a statement that God is God and that Jesus is something else, a human being, and that the Spirit is one way of describing God's grace in the world. Universalism also is a theological statement within Christianity. It's about universal salvation, that everyone is going to go to heaven to be with God in the end, that there is no eternal punishment of hell for anyone. So our name has beliefs in it. Our name has theological statements, but we don't have creeds, doctrines, beliefs as the binding center of Unitarian Universalism. We've come up out of liberal Christianity, Protestant Christianity in America in particular, but also in Europe. But that's not where we've stayed. And so we're not technically a Christian group. We don't bind ourselves the way that most Christians do. So what is Unitarian Universalism? We are a community of progressive, liberal believers, seekers, who share the journey together, but don't necessarily share the same beliefs. We have atheists, we have pagans, we have folks who grew up Jewish or Buddhist or Christian or nothing. And some of the ethos of those communities still inform folks. Some of the beliefs of those communities still inform folks, but they find themselves here on this journey together in a covenant of sharing the journey together. A covenant in the sense of we promise to treat each other well, even though we don't all believe the same thing. It doesn't matter that we each believe different things. What matters is that we share values together. That is what Unitarian Universalism is. It's a community of seekers who bind themselves by values of community and faith. It's different for some folks, and sometimes difficult to articulate. So if you ever get stopped in a family dinner or at a meeting with somebody or in an elevator and someone says Unitarian Universalism, what is that? You can answer, it's about values rather than beliefs. It's about shared journey, and it's about supporting each other on our paths. This has been Digging Deeper with Reverend Douglas. Blessings.